So for organizing ideas, I'm just thinking about graphic organizers, and also I threw in a couple editing templates in one of the folders that I linked here. But this is just kind of an example of use a Microsoft Word or Google Doc and just set up a table or a spreadsheet kind of idea, and then using color coding and having breaking it down so the student is guided. Like if they're struggling with dictation because they don't know where to start, they could just click on the little section for title and just dictate the title, stop, then click down to topic sentence. And so it helps them compartmentalize and organize as they're dictating or typing, right? So I thought that was a really nice, real basic paragraph writing template. I also, since I started there, can you click on the second MS Word template examples? I went and just populated this Google folder, which you have access to, with that template. And then I also have open story summaries. This is another one. So many students have to write little book reports or read a paragraph and summarize the story. So just having a graphic organizer, again, simple. This is a universal tool. You don't have to have any special software for it, but you can just set up the boxes with different areas to guide them through that process, whether they're dictating or typing. And so those are just some nice, easy ways. And then I won't go through all of them. You can look at the resources. There's a couple higher end ones for more like maybe middle school and high school kids, but I also want to show you can you open interim editing rubric? Again, to help with that process for these kids who are dictating or typing, who just never go back and look at their work, but teaching that as a skill. Even I set IEP goals around this, super simple. So the student uses this and they rate themselves. Did you check for use of capital letters? Check. Or no, I need to go back and do that. And they just go through simple steps. And I even have the more basic one is just even 4 steps for the students to do. So just empowering the students to take over responsibility for their own editing and learn how to do that as a skill, especially middle and high school, secondary students, even if they're got some significant disabilities, but they're going to learn an age-appropriate skill, right? So those are just a few things you can look at in the resources there. And then I will just talk a little bit about, there are some graphic organizer programs. Poplet is really nice. It's a website and an app. So I think you can use it in any of those. And it's free to a certain extent, and then you have to pay, but you can try it out for free. And you can make bubble maps and you can make all kinds of different diagrams. And then for each of the bubbles, you can add a picture, you can draw on it, you can add text in it. So it's really fun and pretty accessible. So that one is a fun one to try out if you don't have a big program available. And then just going back to the slideshow, Inspiration Maps and Inspiration 10, that Maps is a paid app. And the Inspiration 10 is a paid software program that you need licenses to, but really awesome multi-featured graphic organizer programs, as you can see. And these are great, especially for secondary students. If you have access to that at your school, or you think your school needs something like this, this is kind of the primo of tools. And for a while, they weren't upgrading Inspiration, but now they came up with Inspiration 10 and it's kind of back out there. So it's kind of a high-end, really full-featured one. And then the last tool is if you have access to Clicker, Clicker 8 has a built-in graphic organizer called Clicker Boards. And you can actually, again, do voice notes or dictate into any of these bubbles, which is awesome. And then have the picture and the word support. And there's all kinds of different graphic organizers for doing sequencing or labeling, all kinds of things. You can see all the templates in there. So those are some kind of going through some of the paid graphic organizer apps. But if you just start with Microsoft Word or Google Docs and create some really simple templates with your teacher that go along with the lesson, like you see here, that's just a great place to start. So same idea, start with a universal, what everyone has access to. And then if you need something more intense, you can look at Poplet or Inspiration on either iOS or a full laptop or Chromebook. I know Kurzweil, similar to Read and Write, has a lot of features in it. And it's great for, again, secondary students as well. It has a lot of great features.
This link takes you to the SETC has a page that has all sorts of resources for executive functioning. And so you can just click on these. They have it broken into note taking. I think my computer's being a little slow. So all of these supports for note-taking, graphic organizers, completing assignments, keeping task lists. So just so many wonderful tools there. And so it is definitely a gem. So when we finish here, I will fix the link for that. But there's some in their presentation, they talked about, using graphic organizers. There's a great article here from Control Alt Achieve by Eric Curtis. And then just some low-tech graphic organizers in understood.org. So there's, some great resources there. This takes you to the SETC website, which has some excellent resources, and also the Fairfax County Public Schools AT and executive functioning page. So two excellent resources.